Yep.
Welcome to Oasis. Initiating match.
Hello and welcome to Week 5 of the Overwatch Oasis League as the Tantalizers faced off against the Corgi Corps. I am Charles Seventang, joined by Wukong again. Hello.
Again. Welcome.
So, Wukong, the Tantalizers off to kind of a difficult start so far this season. They are 0-2 so far, looking to pick up their first win of the season as the Corgi Corps bounced back from an 0-4 in Week 1 to now pull it up to 1-1, trying to turn their season results positive as they try to power forward into the standings. Just a little look ahead to the rest of the week. Tomorrow night we have the Tater Pots facing off against the White Walkers as the White Walkers try to keep up their perfect record and continue to match Diving Phoenix. But here we have the countdown coming in as both teams rolling out with the Rhine Diva ready to go.
I'm looking for the game here. Let's put in the Twitch next to me.
We got Senshi on the Tracer and Takushi over here on the McCree. That should be a very deadly duo. But Strife and Firestorm over here with just the utility and the damage of the Junkrat and the Mei coming together. But Uravity falls low and does fall first. But Firestorm finds a trade onto Mugen as Strife and Firestorm both go down. That is the Corgi Corps without their damage dealers early on in this fight, as the Tantalizers pick up the first point here on Oasis Wukong. And Ishamong's already with that Shatter online.
Say, Tantalizers take it first here, and that was a strong push by them. Very strong push by the tanks.
Yeah, no, Tankline are able to play incredibly aggressively with the McCree and parts of the Pixie on the Moira protecting them. But Ishamongs does get chunked down low. No worries, you got a Moira right behind you, looking for good opportunities to use that Coalescence. As Ishamongs takes an off angle here, forced to play the side. Angles over here. Takushi doesn't find anybody with that Deadeye. Buzz does force out that Mei Ice Wall. The break rally does come through, but matching Coalescence is dueling on point as they struggle to keep Ishimongs up, and Ishimongs does fall, holding Shatter. Uravity does fall as well. Those are your main tanks traded. Takushi gets frozen over in the backline and falls very early on as well, as Strife does manage to find the freeze, and the headshot timepiece finds Mugency in the backline. Bomb goes out mostly for the remake, but Strife goes down, doesn't manage to hide in time against the Ice Block, was on cooldown. Firestorm finds a lead before they're able to remake, and this is looking very good on the side of the Corgi Corps as they swing back, but no worries, Ishimon's back on point. Is it just a stall? This is, as they do not commit the Shatter. 61%, but now flipped over to the side of the Corgi Corps, Wukong.
That was a great pushback by Corgi, just taking advantage of the little picks they had.
Well, Ishimon's not using the Shatter here, and when you hold ults after gaining a first, you actually keep in mind that you lose your head start on that ult, but since she goes down early, this could look difficult for Tantalizers as they try to push in. But they commit the rally anyways, but Takusha goes down. It's 4 on 6, it doesn't matter. The Shatter comes through, finds the entire tank line. Uravity goes down, Timepiece struggling over here as they get demeched as well. Firestorm, Bloodlight Junkrat, you love to see it, but Magdragon does come out with the Coalescence, and Ishimongs is coming down dangerously low as they get frozen. The barrier comes out, but the barrier does not work against the Coalescence as Corgi Corps continue to hold on to the point. Senshi falls yet again, unable to get a Pulse Bomb off as Elite gets demexed and Pixie gets frozen up. This is a painful stagger, and they do have to fall back. Corgi Corps 50% and counting, Wukong.
I'm just wowed by this fight. This is very going back and forth a bit. Some very good fights in the point here.
Uravity holding on to that Shatter, looking for an opening here, but Shatter should be very easy to find if you have a Junkrat behind you doing monster amounts of damage.
Oh,
but Senshi sticks Uravity, and that is a 6 on 5. Great opening to this fight as they try to force their way onto the point. Elite throws that bomb into the backline, finds Strife yet again. Strife not enjoying dealing with those bombs so far. The stun goes out onto Ishimang as Ishimang gets shrunk down low. That is a front line. That is just the Diva trying to sustain here against Timepiece. As the baby Diva, Timepiece does get remexed as Eldritch does go down. The Coalescence does come through, focusing Uravity, and Uravity falls. Timepiece uses Diva Bomb to remech, but doesn't find anybody and doesn't manage to get back into the mech. You might think that's better saved for the next fight, but that is 99-63 over here as Tantalizers know this has to be a perfect hold over here if they want to take this point home. Here we have Firestorm with the tire, which could be looking very delightful on a point as tightly packed as this, but they're going down the bottom with the help of a Mei wall as they come up to this narrow choke, which does look tasty for them, given that they're— oh no! It's a Flag Shatter finds 2 over here, but Strife and Timepiece immediately capitalize on that. The tire comes out, Ishimang goes down, and so does Senshi. This is looking fantastic as the Blizzard is committed to retake this point. When you're at 99-99, throw everything, including the kitchen sink, at the wall. That is a set up a play and executed it to perfection, Wukong, and that is up for Watch Oasis League.
That rotation was very, very clutch.
Optimus couldn't agree with you more in chat. 900 IQ indeed. That's just good shot calling, good communication. We're gonna go clutch out this fight at 99-99. This is 1-0 over to the Corgi Core on map 1 in the Overwatch Oasis League.
This is a great match by a great little round.
5, 4.
I just enjoy watching that so much.
Here we have Elite switching over to the Zarya to give Ishimang a little bit more protection on the side of the Tantalizers over here. Senshi sticking with the Tracer, hoping for, you know, to stay alive a little longer than they did last time. Elite Arrow over here playing quite conservatively, trying to keep their support line online. Uravity comes through, but Big Pin comes through, Stripe goes down as well, and that is 3 down already from the side of Corgi Core. And Tantalizers immediately rush onto the point, Timepiece goes down as well, and it is a very early capture for the Corgi Core. For the Tantalizers, my mistake, I can't read. But Ishimang's over here committing with a very deep pin, but managing to find a squishy and making that a 5v6 very early on in that fight, and that chaos kind of bought Takushu and Senshi a lot of space there to do what they do best and click heads. Takushu here, flashbang Uravity nice and early on. Timepiece goes in deep to keep Uravity up, and that looks like a safe entrance into the fight as the team starts to brawl out. But Ishimang's unable to deal with the huge amounts of damage that Junkrat does throw on as Firestorm finds 2 over here, Takusha going down. Elite Arrow goes down to a mace to the face, but Senshi refuses to say no. Senshi does eventually get together for a Timepiece, but not before landing a 2k Pulse Bomb as Uravity finds another in the form of Parsnip Pixies. Moira over here as Mugen Seed does give that up as well, but that is 43 on the side of the Tantalizers.
You call him Cypher, it'd be easier.
Yeah, no, that's probably gonna help me out a little bit. It just feels like cheating because our Moira is also Cypher. So I gotta, you know, be the unfaithful man here. Ishimang's over here with the Shatter Online and Uravity as well. Ishimang's going extremely deep. The Reinhardt's on tap nipples over here. Both of the Shatters being hung on to. I like the Shatter comes through. Counter Shatter is even larger. This is huge. Uravity goes down, but Ishimang does as well. Diva Bomb goes out, and the Diva Bomb is so good when there are no Reinhardts in place. Timepiece does find Cypher. Cypher holding on to that beat over here. Senshi goes down as well, as it looks like the Corgi Core is stabilizing and managing to hold on to the point. Takusha gets out with their life and with the Deadeye ready to go, but no more ults here on the side of Tantalizers to utilize except for that grab with the McCree High Noon. Not a lot of synergy there, Wukong, between those ults.
Team leading on by Uravity is very strong.
Ishimang's going for another risky pin and almost making it work with that counter shatter. Ooh, manages to win that mind game. So baits out the ice wall. Takushi taking a lovely sneaky little off angle. Shh, don't tell anyone. But Ishimang's falls early again. The grab comes out and the tire finds 2. But the High Noon finds nobody. Senshi with that Pulse Bomb online again, but this looks like a very difficult retake as they are forced to retreat as Corgi Core slowly but steadily getting that ticker up to 1-fight territory.
Uravity's playing baseball out there, swinging and hitting squishies.
Timepiece here inching closer and closer to a Diva Bomb, but once again, Diva Bomb here in season whatever we are of Overwatch, 4 years after the game's release, the Diva Bomb is basically a glorified zoning out, but strife with the Blizzard could be huge. Both coalescences are engaged as well as the Mei Walls. Senshi continues to land these pulse bombs, Eldritch going down. The Blizzard coming out as Ishimonks falls, Timepiece on point, cleaning it up as Firestorm finds Senshi and Timepiece finds Takushu. This is great work from the Corgi core as they look to make it 2-0 here on Oasis.
Oh, the org is taken out by Uravity.
Yep, Cypher going down as well. This is looking tough. Ishimon switching over to the ball. The Shatter does miss, and the ball spin to win, baby. Uravity does not manage to find the pin either. The ball can be such a pain in the back to deal with over here, but does manage to get frozen up as the Rally just deflects come out. And map 1, 2-0 over to the Corgi core here in the Overwatch Oasis League.
That was
Play of the game.
So both Reinhardts, great Philly Fusion skin first of all, but Uravity, both Reinhardts here kind of swinging for the fences, going deep and terrorizing those front lines. A very, very aggressive style of play on both teams as they committed to the brawl here on Oasis Wukong.
Mag Dragon coming in with the heals here, and Ishimon with the charge kills.
Ishimonks going deep every time, and great props to Pixie and Cypher, you know, dumping those heals out there, keeping them alive, because, you know, nothing scarier than your Rhines going full send. Those charges.
On both sides. Love seeing a Rhine battle.
So we're 1-0 here to the side of the Corgi core here in the Overwatch Oasis League as they take on Tantalizers. Corgi core, first round looking tough on Oasis, but round 2 looking much more satisfactory and a little less sweaty. But here we have Hollywood. Talk me through what could be a very dynamic point A, Wukong.
Point 8? I could probably see the same lineup, unless Ishimon and Elite Arrow switch it up, and they're off tank or main tank. You know, they switch their roles. Probably a probability. And Uravity probably take another Reinhardt, or I've seen them on different heroes, but you never know with these two teams. They have such a flex in both sides.
Any chances we'll see the Mei and Junkrat being whipped out again on this map?
Well, Firestorm is very great on Junkrat, so I wouldn't doubt if she goes back into the Junkrat. And they both sides have good healers, so it's very difficult to predict what each side is gonna roll. But I like last time when we did a game, I'm gonna say Baptiste on defense like always.
Love to see it here. Just waiting for some subs to come through. Just give us a second here. And just a quick clarification on why we started late today. Very, very rare showing in the Overwatch Oasis team, as both teams were not only just on time, but very early. And then, of course, we were hit by the wonderful voice chat bug. So that took like 10 minutes to sort out. So looks like Corgi is keeping Uravity on the main tank over here, as they tend to do on almost every map that they play, with Anthony Hopkins jumping in. Just give me a second to update my notepad, boys. But Hollywood is always a juicy map as you come through point A into streets and...
Oh, there goes your mic. Still technical difficulties on Charles' side. Probably disconnected.
No, we're good. So sorry. But like I was saying, point A into streets is such a dynamic switch. So really hoping maybe we'll see some Ashe and Whittle duels as we come through streets, and then maybe back over to something more brawl and a more full forward team as we come through into hangar. But point A could really be a hodgepodge. I've seen some really good brawl comms that rush to point. Big Symmetra TP strats over here. Lots of great LOSs for that sim to set up. And of course, you know, and a defensive dive, not so much, but you always like to see some variation here as well. But very good map to run the attacking or defensive double barrier. Could be really exciting.
I'm trying to log into my Twitch real quick.
If you could spell out your password for chat over here, that'd be super helpful, Wukong. Just let us know.
616. No, I'm joking.
Are you giving away your social security codes too?
Yes.
And the 3 digits on the back of your card as well?
662.
Thank you.
Just figure out which was which. Just get a bunch of numbers out and figure out which one's which.
Bro, chat, leave Kitty alone. She's just trying to be nice.
No, I was logged into her Twitch because she was using my laptop yesterday. So I get on and I start typing and I'm like, wait, why did it pop up as her?
Nah, Cryptographer is correct. Tantalizers are 0-2 so far, and Corgis are 1-1, and looking good to make it 2-1 so far this season. Damn, Wukong getting down and dirty in chat. I see how it is.
Trying to defend myself here. I'm trying to figure out how to check who's watching. Still.
Seth, if you're trying to figure out what the score is, make sure you at Red Hood Kitty directly. They will tell you like 40 different times what the score is.
Chuckle Doctor.
Are you trying to check who's in chat, or?
Yeah,
It should be at the very top right-hand corner, right? If you're on your laptop. Right under your own icon, it says users in chat.
Oh, I see it. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure. I see a lot of familiar people here. Hello. How are the Animal Crossing, everybody? How are y'all doing in Animal Crossing if y'all play it? You see the Nation and Kuro talking about Animal Crossing.
Nation. Animal Crossing is amazing. It's a drug. I can't say it on stream. I can't say some of the stuff that Animal Crossing is on stream, but
it's a kid's game. Why?
It's a kid's game. Yeah, but if you think about it, there's literally a whole page of like villager trading, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
I actually sold one of the characters for actual money for $50 I made.
Oh my god.
You sold on your villagers?
Yes, it was for actual cash.
What an alpha. Oh, Blues. An absolute savage out here.
Right.
It was worth it because now, especially now that Nintendo just announced that they're making amiibo cards again. So it's big rough to whoever like paid me, because they just announced they're producing more amiibo cards, so it won't fluctuate the market. Because right now amiibo cards are going for like $10 a pop.
Oh my god, I remember I bought some too and I used them when I first came out. I didn't even know they would have been so worth to keep. One of my coworkers sold a pack, like it was like 40 of them for $500.
Yikes. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we got a chat bug over here.
Let's see if it
as
works.
we were just looking like we were finishing diffusing the bladder bug earlier on. Give us a second as we struggle with Jeff Kaplan's child over here. I was talking last night about how I feel like the chat bug is vindicated since we got the reset basketball button. So you win some, you lose some, and the game was basically broken before the reset basketball button, so we're doing okay. But this is a bit of a Pepe hands. Give us a second, folks.
Hola. Yes, I am casting.
The kitty thought it was Kuro. Trying to fix his chat bug. How do
I mean, usually you just wait the chat bug out, right?
Red Hood Kitty
there
doesn't
ain't
like me.
There ain't much you could do about it. Damn, you're there trying to catch some beef.
I wonder if it worked. Please work, please work. Opened match chat, so if they want, they can use it.
Oh, perfect. Half the team can make match chat work. The other half can make team chat work. That's wonderful.
Rough.
What if they just played with open windows and screamed really loudly?
I'd cry.
No, DMK, I'm sorry. No Dr. Grill tonight. She's busy blowing her nose.
and feeding Cheerios to her brother.
I remember last time I casted with her, oh, Dr. Grill, bless her heart, I cut to her, and she was like, I'm eating cookies. So I just had to keep going. But she has her priorities straight. She's in a better place than most of us.
It's become quite of a joke.
I'm so
Cheerios
sad
joke.
that Pokecourt is no more.
Pokecourt got messed up, bro. It's fine. It was clogging up a lot of chats anyways. But
Let's start a new one. Digicord. We're gonna get the Digimon in here now.
Oh no. Digimon. Aww.
We need that.
also, even before we jump into Hollywood, though, I do have to say that I understand that we do this for fun and we do this in our free time, but I am a little bit disappointed in both teams being so close to having fully matching player icons.
Wait, why am I getting fired?
They're all but one away, and that just makes me so unhappy.
Oh, okay. By the casters. I'm out.
I don't know
Yeah.
if this is a statement. Cartographer dog, this is the only thing that brings me joy in life. I'm locked in my house. Don't do this to me. This is the only way they let me have attention. I thought I'd give this a try because my mom always said that I had the perfect face for radio. So this feels like a good opportunity.
So are they good now, or is it?
Clearly not Wukong.
Oh, sorry, I just checked match chat.
As evidenced by the fact that I'm talking at a regular speed and I'm screaming your eardrums out.
Please keep this alive.
We're cutting over. Oh, that's an F in chat. We're cutting over to party chat. Alright, someone ping a mod in the Discord, kids. I'm so sorry.
Well, it doesn't have to be a mod. It can be a stream team too. So I'm gonna ask Zoms if he can go.
Okay. This is not a scrim. Kingslater, cool. This is an Overwatch Oasis league game between Corgi and Tantalizers. Corgi 1-0 up so far as Tantalizers looking to get their first win of the season. We're just here mightily struggling with the infamous voice chat bug, now turned match chat bug, and maybe later turned party chat bug. Sooner or later, these cats are going to have to call each other on Discord when they play.
I hope that actually does happen. This in Discord integrated into the systems.
Oh, that would.
Oh, Kitty
that
might
would,
be
that,
coming in
that would,
too.
I thought Xbox was gonna do that soon, but I guess it never happened yet.
It would just make too much sense. It'd make things too easy, and why would we ever want that? But Wukong, back to a little bit of Overwatch since we're done filling time for a little bit. You Ravity, and Cave over here going so deep into those tank lines and coming out swinging on the Reinhardts.
What about him?
Just that
sorry.
absolutely wild, the aggression that we're seeing from either side.
Boy, both sides of the tanks are freaking nutty right now. It's just so much aggression and such great leadership in them. Just coming through and leading their team into battle is. The fights are just amazing.
Especially we're considering we're kind of working here mostly with the Moira, just the Moira solo healing on either side, given that the Brig is spending a lot of their activity, a lot of their cooldowns on the Tracers, on the McCrees, and the Junkrats. Usually you see a lot of Anas being played to enable such an aggressive Reinhardt, but both teams opting to just trust their Moiras to get the job done, trust their Brigs to get the damage in and to make it work. But we are jumping into Hollywood here on map 2 of the Overwatch Oasis League. Corgi 1, Tantalizers 0 so far.
Initiating match.
Very curious to see what both sides roll out on this map. I personally really like running a Bastion on a tag here for no other reason than I think it's really fitting to have a black limo in the map and play Protect the President. But Corgi here with the Rhine, Uravity going to what they know best as Eldritch Arcana running the defensive Baptiste, just as Wukong predicted. Hopefully those frisbees will be getting some value. Firestorm sticking onto the Junkrat as Acid Rain Forever 69, a name for the legends, for the record books. Acid Rain here on the Ashe. Cave Doctor Nishimong's teasing us with the double barrier attack with the Orisa Sigma. Those pulls have lots of synergy with basically anybody involved. Anthony spamming the casting team with some LOL voice lines. You love to see it. And Takushu matching Acid Rain on the Ashe for some fantastic duels. And we're started. Takushu already gets chunked down. Looks like a mine just caught them for a little bit over here. Anthony taking this high ground, but drops very quickly as Uravity hoping the team rushes them down, or they're able to push it and to get some damage in. Cave Doctor gets chunked down low and healed back up very quickly, but Ishimongs falls to the dynamite early into the fight. It is now a 6v4, but mistakes don't matter when you run a Mercy on your side. It is back a full stack on either team as Gravity backs up, buys their team a little spade, gets knocked down by the Sigma Rock, but no worries, they're back up. Ishimonks gets chunked down to half again, taking a lot of damage so far in this fight. Firestorm goes for a huge jump onto the balcony and takes out Takusha. Fantastic work over here. That is a lovely piece of little Junkrat tech we are seeing. Gravity gets chunked down low, but the support is there as the Baptiste dumping every nade he has into Gravity over here. Ishimonks trying to take an off angle, but usually just playing very close to Cave Doctor here as they look to have the tanks play very safe with each other. Parsnip, Pixie just trying to keep their team up and not often switching to the damage boost. The tire comes too. Comes through and finds two, and that is a lot of the team going down. Gravity does manage to find Parsnip. The Shatter comes out, doesn't really find anybody except for Senshi, and the Lucio stays up with that mobility. Gravity being forced to back down a little bit. As Senshi commits the feat, Gravity does eventually fall. The Valkyrie just a little bit too late coming up from Mad Dragon. Going in for a cheeky res. No, they are not. Ishimonks takes out Anthony Hopkins. Gravity back up, hoping to solve a little more as their team trying to come back and contest this point. Ishimonks on point. But Acid Rain sends the bomb onto the point, gets moved up into here. Huge tire from Firestorm, Parsnip, Pixie. That could be the pick to stabilize everything as the bomb continuing to rat-tat-tat into the back line. Senshi on point, falling dangerously low as the Ash managed to find them. And could the Corgi Core stabilize here, Wukong? Fantastic work here from Gravity, from the Valve to make sure everything works. Acid Rain really clutching that fight out for Corgi Core.
They're already holding it so well that the Tantalizers couldn't even get a tick on that. That was very clutch holding.
Very interesting to see Ishimonks playing very, very close with that Sigma, with Cave Doctor over here. Usually you see a lot of Sigmas take some off angles, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Tantalizers coming in for another push with 90 seconds on the clock.
You probably see Sigma's ult, with Ishimonks with Sigma's ult here, and then dropping down the bongos and getting those
well, Anthony Hopkins does dump out
oh,
that Diva bomb, but it finds 5! Ishimonks puts out the barrier, but it is just a couple inches past where it needs to be. Anthony Hopkins, I don't know if they expected to find 5, but here you go. Wow!
Somebody clipped
what
that.
What a bomb popping out, and Ishimonks just a little bit late on that left trigger, just leaving that barrier out just a touch too long. And Ishimonks switching over, continuing to stick with the double. Oh no, onto the ball. Okay, could be very interesting to see the metal cow and the overweight hamster here on attack.
Overweight.
Gets their barrier chunked down very low early on. As the ball slams down, does displace a couple members, but Gravity staying very healthy as Firestorm does get healed up by their Baptiste. Cave Doctor manages to commit the bongos and starts to get some ticks on point, but Weiss Queen does get caught out. Corgi Core, a very unique but very intelligent rotation here up onto the high ground, gives up one tick, but it doesn't matter. Acid Rain finding those kills. Firestorm finds Cave Doctor. The Shadow comes through, but it doesn't matter. The fight has been cleaned up already, and it is just the ball left on point. Spin to win, baby. But it's 1-on-6, and it's a fantastic stabilization with 15 seconds left on the clock here from the Corgi Core as they're trying to come in, or sorry, on the side of Tantalizers as they try to come in and try to do the most with what they have. 5 seconds left here. Are they able to touch? They do have a Lucio and a very angry monkey. Cave Doctor gets chunked out extremely low. The tire does come out. Does it find anybody? Yes, it finds Weiss Queen. Senshi very deep into the backline and very low as well, but that Lucio is notorious for its longevity. Acid Rain falling could be huge over here, but the beat is also put forward by the Tantalizers. Bomb goes out on point. Doesn't find 5 this time, but it may be just what it sees. It's 1 kill onto Senshi. Ishimonks spinning to winning and goes down to a trap of all things. Cave Doctor trying their best to touch, but chunked down extremely low with Acid Rain completely uncontested here on the flank. And that is a point A hold, giving up only 1 tick here from the Corgi Core. Fantastic work, Wukong.
Wow, that was a great defensive hold.
Switching sides.
Now let's see if we can see that from the Tantalizer side. Maybe you can get a tie or something.
So here
from both sides is possible, very possible.
Oh, what?
That Diva bomb
what a hold
was.
we just had there. I can't get over that Diva bomb. Just a straight Diva bomb, finding 5 kills over here. Corgi Core holding fantastically well. I was very worried, Wukong, when Tantalizers came in with a double barrier, pushed onto point, and Corgi Core forced to take the high ground over there. But 1 pick onto Weiss Queen was all they needed, and they had a great rotation onto the low ground, managed to brawl it out. Fantastic work on the Corgi core. You have to imagine that they're running with them extremely clean communication, some great pathing, and lots of trust in your main tank to pull off something as unique as that. Acid Rain coming here extremely large with the Bob. Large Bob does seem kind of redundant, but we see Takushu whipping out the Bastion over here. Eat some lactate, kids, because the cheese is in full effect. The Batiste, Weiss with the Sim, double barriers with Cave Doctor and Ishimonks on the Orisa and the Reinhardt. Will be very interesting to see how Koriko reacts and path to this. But Symmetra here with a very intelligent teleporter set up on high ground, looking to defend this one tick that they have. One tick and a percentage. I'm being harsh.
The defense is very strong on the Tantalizers side right now.
So it looks like after a little bit of scouting, Korikor deciding to take the high ground, get to the Symmetra teleporter very quickly. This could be tough. This puts them on wild line of sight to that Bastion, but they rush the low and Cave Doctor forced to drop because they are only on one tick, and Whitescreen goes down very early. What can Takushu do? Find the Junkrat. Fantastic work. Uravity goes down as well, but not averting Cave Doctor down with them. Any picks here could be huge as the spawn advantage is fantastic over here on the side of the attackers. Parsnip Pixie goes down as well as Korigor starts to clean up on point. Takushu, you are a robot turret, but just the one robot turret. Drops down to contest. But, ooh, this is going to be tough as the Zarya Bubbles keeps everybody alive. And on first time of asking, Korikor makes it 2-0 here on the Overwatch Oasis League with a very speedy take on Hollywood point A.
That was a great rotation around back, just making them drop. And Ed Hopkins with the quintuple. Wow.
So I don't know if you can see it from this angle, but Anthony Hopkins over here putting up the bomb and just, I hate to harp on about this, Ishimonks with that barrier just left out a little bit too late. But still great placement nonetheless. 4 cards on the deck for the Korikor as they earn a well-deserved map 2. It is 2-0 here in the Overwatch Oasis League. Korikor 2, Tantalizers 0. Stick around.
That was, I don't know, that puts my Diva bombs to shame.
No worries, Seth Rollins is confused, but no worries, we'll get you some replay codes. Homie's also sending out links for free Twitch followers. Oh my goodness. Let me send you all my Venmo information too. The Diva Bomb indeed. Red Kitty joining in on the hype. Double Shield Sigma Poggers is incorrect, Seth.
I guess you're running
30
for
seconds later,
too?
I can already tell you that is incorrect. But over here, we are switching on to Hanamura. Hanamura point A, one of, I know this may be an unpopular opinion, but one of my favorite points to attack as the courtyard dynamic with that low ground in the middle and all the high ground around it can end up being extremely interesting. Brawl comps winning at the gate is always really fun, but taking a sim, teleported to the left side, to the middle, even to the right side high ground as the Chengdu Hunters did that time is always a fantastic strat. And defensively, the bunkers, the classic, the brawl right at the gate is wonderful. The Sombra dive defense is also extremely unique and, you know, works well in contenders and works really well in Apex, but not so much here in the Overwatch Oasis League or at in the current meta. And then B just turning into a wild, I don't even know how to describe point B with a lot of unique paths you can take up the right side onto the high ground. Once again, the low ground, extremely dangerous point to be at, but the difference now, the low ground is the point of contest. So very interesting again to see what these teams roll out with. As on the side of Tantalizers, the double barrier could continue to be, on paper, kind of the way to go on attack, Wukong.
On Hanamura, I'm probably going to see another great push by Uravity and Hopkins. I don't know what Hopkins might go, but Uravity hopefully will stay on the Reinhardt's, who's been working the last 2 maps very well. And Firestorm with their Junkrat is just a very good combination they've been running and switching up whenever they need to. Hopefully in Tantalizers they can get their lineup and defend as hard as they can or attack hard, and hopefully they can reverse sweep or.
Oh, the things I would do for another map 5, Wukong.
I would like to see, both sides. I'd like to see them win, but one's gonna win, one's gonna lose. So if Tantalizers can pull it off, I'd like to see a reverse sweep. If Corgis can pull it off, I'd like to see a 4-0.
Well, you heard it here first, Overwatch Oasis League. Wukong saying one team wins and one team loses. Write that down.
Wow.
That is the stuff of. But what do we think on the attack? Double barrier, some Symmetra plays. Wukong, what are your thoughts?
Probably double barrier on both sides. Seems like I've not seen these two teams as much as I'd like to, but I'd like to see a double barrier. Of course, probably see a BAP on defense of always. That's the ideal for a defense on my part. It says he's coming in as a DPS here. And they're bringing Anime Samurai in as support.
We have switches coming through. Elite and Ichi sticking onto the attack line for the Tantalizers, and Senshi and Toku playing DPS, with, last but not least, Pixie and Anime coming in onto that support line. Really backs against the wall, if we're being honest, for the Tantalizers as they look to keep the series alive and avoid a 3-0 very early on in the evening. I thought I'd be here a little longer, Wukong, hoping for some drama late in this game.
Yeah, I want to see more play. I want to see more maps. So let's get Tantalizers, get this win here. This next round. They have a great lineup. They are very capable of winning this.
Well, Gravity showing their reason why they're champions.
Oh yeah,
there's a fantastic rotation on that point A, and when your rotations are this clean, your Hanamura attacks have got to be fantastic. Looking forward to seeing what they pull out. You assume your Gravity is going to stick on the Rhine, as that's what they've played most of, if not all of the series. So very interested to see if they switch it up here on this map 3. Your Gravity, of course, playing a very aggressive Rhine. So Eldred and Magdragon have a lot of work to do to keep that Rhine alive. But if you keep an aggressive Rhine up, he'll get you those dubs. Just ask Bumper. That man playing for the Vancouver Titans had every single button on his keyboard bound to charge. And they made it work. But now they got disbanded and no longer a team and are glorified contenders to retirement home. But that's not the point. Tantalizers could be making big waves here, as for the first time tonight, they have unified player icons. So looking forward to see if that brings any new synergy and any new teamwork into their play.
I think Timepiece is gonna go Diva in this, so we already might stay on the main tank unless they switched it up, like you said. I wouldn't see why not change it up, Corgis are like CEOs of rotation. Like those 2 rotations they've had were clutch, just coming around and taking point, making the Tantalizers drop into the point. That was
absolutely fantastic work here.
Yeah.
On the side of the Corgis. But if you're 2-0 down at this point, Wukong, what's going through your mind as a player?
2-0 down, bring out your best. Like, let everybody play with the most comfortable.
Traveling to Hanamura.
No, that's fair enough. Backs against the wall, go to what you know best, with those comfort picks from Season 2 of this game. So here we are. in Hanamura for map number 3. A match point over here in the Overwatch Oasis League as the Corgi lead Tantalizers 2-0. A win here for Corgi will bring their record to a 2-1 over the season, but the Tantalizers, still looking for their first win of the season, will not be easy to fold here as we start the countdown onto this map. So it looks like defensively it is the Rhine Diva on either side. Senshi on the Pharah. Nope, incorrect. On the Mei with Samurai with the Lucio. Takushi looking to fend off some sightlines in the back line with the Ashe. And on the attacker, Gravity, like we said, on the Rhine, like we said, Timepiece on the Diva. Strife with the Sim rotation. That could be massive. A Mei and a Rhine on point brawling away could be extremely dangerous, but you have to assume that the Corgi here, oh, I apologize, the Tantalizers here are predicting one as Ishimonks looks to hold the rock rather than straight at the choke, kind of letting Elite go out and do some scouting. And Magdragon on the Ana, nothing makes me happier than seeing a good Ana pop off in the back line nice and safe. Ishimonks coming out to meet them. This could spell trouble as the teleporter comes online straight onto the point. Corgi Firestorm does get taken down, but Corgi are starting to get progress already. Elite going down very low, but Gravity is on fire and frozen in the backline as Senshi goes in absolutely fearless in the face of an angry German man with a temper problem. Timepiece being forced to back out over here as Ishimon's just swinging away on point as they look to hold this point off. Magrin going down as well as Eldritch. That is you without your support line. This looks like a reset over here and a great hold so far from the Tantalizers. Elite Arrow does manage to remake and Timepiece. Not quite a brutal stagger, but a painful one nonetheless. Fantastic hold here from the Tantalizers, Wukong.
It was a very great swing by Ishimon, just giving an old, what's his name, Joaquin Phoenix, and swinging away.
So Strife here looks like they are sticking with the Symmetra. So I'll be curious to see if the Symmetra picks another spot to hit the TP as Timepiece already coming up with a Diva Bomb ready to go. But Ishimon's coming close to their own tank out. Nope, there it is. The Shatter online as well. The high ground is rotated on. Ishimon's goes in very deep. The Reinhardt's tap nipples. Senshi over here with that freeze wave. Don't drop your shield, Gravity. But the dueling Moiras with the coalesce do come through. The Diva Bomb comes out. Finds two! Senshi, Takushi both go down and Anime goes down as well. That is, oh my goodness, that is your DPS lineup completely out of commission very early on in the fight. Elite does get absolutely burnt down by Strife as Gravity finds Parsnip, and Corgi quicker than you can blink, grabs point A over here, Wukong.
Their rotations are just untouchable.
All night, these set pieces and these set plays, pre-planned, but so very good. Will be very interesting to see as they look to. No, they are not splitting up. I got bamboozled and my ankles broken over here as they teleport over here. But the shadow comes through and my camera is too far to catch all the action. Gravity goes down and so does Timepiece, and Tantalizers swinging back, refusing to get rolled. Forget your momentum. The Tantalizers are here to play at point B. Firestorm forced to do a hard reset as Elite finds a late kill onto Magdragon, and that is an F in chat for the teleporter as well. Takushi just taking some pot shots, hoping to get a little bit more ult charge going, but the bomb is already up and ready to go. Strife sticking with the Symmetra. Corgi, like you said, the kings of pathing. He's looking to swing back.
That was a very good hold by Tantalizers.
So we're rapidly looking to take the high right over here, but Ishimon's and Elite already up to meet them. The ice wall does go up. Where does Strife put the telly? Only time will tell. Looking at the high ground in the rear, but playing a little split right now. Oh no, yep, high ground in the back line. Just Strife goes through, and Enemy Samurai does bring him down. Oh my god, 2 blizzards on point. The Diva Bomb comes down, and it is 3 kills from Elite Arrow. Fantastic bomb coming through as the Tantalizers continue to hold. Now, Wukong, Strife Symmetra teleported going onto the high ground. Looks like they were trying to dual animate Baptiste, but running into Baptiste as a Symmetra was always going to be difficult, especially without your beam charged up. And losing Stripe very early on in the fight was difficult, especially with the bomb coming through, while both blizzards were kind of perfectly overlapping. Or sorry, Senshi's blizzard kind of had your entire team frozen up. Uravity here with the Shatter online, as well as Ishimong's Shatter making such a big difference last fight. But forced down, oh no, falls onto the low ground, but chooses not to collapse onto that as Corgi looking to rotate onto the high ground. Elite Arrow dropping onto the low ground as well. Uravity with full high ground control on behalf of the Corgi over here. Timepiece looking to challenge the Ash, and the Ash falls immediately. Elite Arrow looks to peel, but it does come in a second too late. The Shadow comes through, finds Senshi with the Ice Block, keeps themselves up. The Diva Bomb comes out into the backline, doesn't find anybody. The D-Mech does come through. Timepiece steals up and healthy. Oh my goodness, Ishimong drops 2 with the Shadow, but does not find any kills and trades their life forward. Elite Arrows does find Stripe, and that is due without Symmetra, but Anime falls down as well. Elite gets D-Mech, Chakushin falls down. Elite, oh no, is no power to Eldritch's Death Ball. Senshi does manage to touch with the Ice Block online. Ishimong's onto the spin to win as Parsnip Pixie with the Moira, with the skill phase and the skill balls, and of course the skill coalescence on the side of on Moira. Chakusha coming back with Bob. The Butler could be massive here. Uravity on fire, shield low, keeping their team alive, and the Tantalizers start to look healthy until the bomb falls off the point. Oh no, Anime does get picked as well as Chakusha by Firestorm. You're gonna have to go back and rewatch what happened to that bomb. Timepiece does find the Elite Arrow and eats a blizzard. What? Fantastic over here by Timepiece doing exactly what a Diva is meant to do, but Parsnip Pixie is not saying die yet. They are stalling at the point to the best of their ability. Chakusha over here with the immortality on point. Uravity does not find anybody with
2 bombs.
Shatter, but Anime Samurai goes down, but so does Firestorm. This could be the start of a flip. Ishimong's goes down as well, but Tantalizers is continuing to touch the point, just keeping their toes on and off, keeping that ticker coming through. Senshi on point, absolutely burned through Parsnip for like what seems like the 8th time this fight tries to contest, but the Corgi do eventually end up capping the point, and I am out of breath, Wukong.
You got this. Just take a deep breath.
Woo!
0-2.
Call you the Bob Uecker of the Overwatch League.
The Bob! Wukong, the Bob! No! Not like that!
No, I said the Bob Uecker. You Bob Uecker.
But the Bob falling off the map, that's... Oh, you hate to see it. You hate to see it, chat.
Confused of where it went. Like, I was still trying to look for it after that.
It went underneath by the bridge.
Oh my god.
That was rough to watch it go down.
So here we are in the Overwatch Oasis League. Corgi 2, Tantalizers 1. Corgi doing everything they can to try to secure this map so far. Finishing with a minute remaining, I am Charles Tang, joined by Wukong today. Over here, Strife running the maze.
Blood's here too, don't forget.
What's up, Blood? Gravity
exist.
with the Reinhardt. This is backs against the wall by Tantalizers. The silver lining around this cloud is that they do manage to burn the clock down to 1 minute and 7 seconds. So they do have a point to look forward to. Let's cap these points with over 1 minute remaining, and we might just be in business.
1. Attackers incoming.
So Senshi onto the far, just like they teased earlier on the defense. Elite Arrow on the Zarya looking to give Ishimong just a little of extra protection compared to what the Diva would give you, but Firestorm's Junkrat might just be there to charge the Zarya up. The walls come through, walls are traded, that Maywall really not finding any value over here. Ishimong swinging way on point, Uravity gets frozen down early, but does not get chunked down as Ishimong does fall. Anime looking for a res question mark, and it does come through, exclamation mark. The immortality is burnt down by the farm, but Stripe does find Parsnip as Ishimong falls as well, as Tantalizers looks to regroup. Elite Arrow looking to drop back and not die with some charge remaining, but it does not work as Timepiece chasing them down with that mech. Just seems a little bit unfair when you have an entire ass robot on your side. So Tantalizers looking here for another big push.
Oh, and they found him.
Oh, Senshi is found, and they do try to pop up into the air, and eventually does get chunked down by Timepiece. Timepiece, 2 massive exit kills so far in this fight. So, Tantalizers over here just looking to just do a little bit of the poke dance, try to get some ults online as they don't quite have anybody yet. Senshi very close to a barrage, but the mind games with timepieces Diva will be huge if they want to make this work.
I'm gonna have to shoot you down.
So they rotate onto the right side. The Tantalizers look a little bit split right now as that Mei wall comes through. Elite Arrows quite a bit ways from your Reinhardt. You never like to see that. The Blizzard does come through. 3 members caught in it. This could be huge, but the tire is met as well. Finds Takushu. That is a 1-for-1 trade. Senshi is still in the air, raining down damage with the barrage still online. Takushu does get res, so does Urapni, and it is numbers even again. No, it is not. Ishimonks finds the charge, finds the shatter. Urapni matches with one of their own, and Ishimonks they get further forward a little bit. The freeze does come out onto Urapni, and this is looking very dangerous. The bomb comes through, finds 2, stabilizing on the side of the coin core, but the grab is spit out as well. As everything, including the kitchen sink, being thrown into this fight. Timepiece trying everything in their ability to keep Mad Dragon up, as Mad Dragon falls down to 10 health. Parsnip does manage to chunk them down. Ishimonks over here goes down low, gets frozen, but no worries, you got a Mora behind you, and Tantalizers cap with 90 seconds remaining. Over here, Senshi hang on to that barrage as Firestorm trying to burn some time off. Eldritch over here, just with the Bati. Somebody shoot the immortality before I pass out, and Urapni goes down as well. So, 1 minute and 10 seconds left on the clock for Tantalizers to keep this series alive.
I am on fire.
That
Defense point.
was a great take by Tantalizers. Just and as Senshi still holding on to that barrage. Hopefully, see something huge next.
The barrage could be huge, but Strife going on to the Soldier, which other than the Widow could be one of the best heroes at shutting down a barrage, as those Helix rockets to the face of a stationary Senshi could spell trouble. But Senshi over here winning the duel as far, does trade their life for it as Strife does get rezzed. But Ishimonks does use that space push onto point, looks to chunk down some damage of Urapni. Mad Dragon with Strife onto this high ground over here, and nobody really did with Strife. Strife is forced to drop as Ishimonks shoved down onto the low ground, immediately collapsed upon and does fall. Pixie pops the Coalescence just a little bit low, but Ishimonks gets res. Once again, no mistakes when you have a Mercy on your side. Urapni looking to pack back to meet the team. The shadow comes through, finds the tag line, the charge goes in, Firestorm goes down. The Reinhardt's opposed extremely low, but the immortality is on the point. Takushu with the fantastic pulse bomb coming up. Strife getting extremely low, but does manage to pick them up. Senshi with the barrage finds Eldritch, but Strife does pick them off. Elite Arrow here looking to beam down with the Zarya, but it's just you on point, isn't it? Parsnip over here looking to help their teammate up, but it's just a little bit too late and will get staggered, unfortunately. Woo, Tantalizers looking very healthy until they didn't. Wukong.
I was hoping to be a big barrage. It could have happened. It would.
Well, Senshi is switching over here to match the Soldier, looking to dual Strife for that high ground control that is so important on map B. But Firestorm here to help out as well. Hopefully Takushu does what Tracers do best, as Tantalizers regroup with 2 minutes remaining. If they want to complete this map with time on the clock and wanted to match Koyakore's time, they need to get a move on. High ground, but Anime picked off very early in the fight. Can res your support to the support that dies first is the Mercy, as Ishimonks gets chunked down extremely low. Parsnip Pixie does a great job trying to keep them alive. The Shadow comes through, finds 3. Ishimonks go down as well. This tire could be large, finds 2, and that is an early reset on the side of the Tantalizers. 90 seconds, a little over 90 seconds on the clock. This could spell trouble.
Firestorm is dubbed as the tire queen.
Let's get you back out there.
Hello.
So, Tantalizers here with 3 ults on the board, matching Koyakore's 2.5, 3-ish ults over here. It'll be very interesting to see how the grab combos with the Coalescence here, as this choke is so very narrow and so deadly to AoE damage.
Parsnip Pixie coming in with the Coalescence is gonna be big on.
Oh, and they decide to push Strife, and they do make this a 6v5 very early on. And this is a very tough situation to get a res off. Senshi goes down as well. This can be very tough. It is 5-on-5, but with a huge respawn advantage. Ishimonks goes down early. Parsnip Pixie does pop the Coalescence, and Elite follows up with the grab. The bomb comes out into the backline, doesn't find anybody, but does scatter the Tantalizers as you ravage here with the duel onto Elite arrows, and this is very tough. 40 seconds and counting as Takushu looks to touch point and zips out as they hope not to get staggered over here as the entire team is chasing them down. Very dangerous position as Senshi looks over here, looks to peel for their fellow DPS member over here, but Takushu does eventually fall as well. 25 seconds and counting. Wukong, are they able to touch?
Yeah, with the Lucio they can. They have to rush back and give it all they have. They have 3 good ults here that can.
They have 3
at least
game-changing ults, and is looking to who can hold their nerf advantage and make it work. Timepiece over here already harassing the backline, doing what divas do best. No bomb offline though. Firestorm with a shadow ready. Senshi goes down, holding the visor in the backline coming out from Stripe. Does find the Lucio. Ishimonks great shadow to find Uravity, but goes down as well. And Stripe just an absolute firing in the back lane as Koriko holds B to make it a 3-0 and a series win here in the Overwatch Oasis League.
Uravity, why?
Fantastic work here from the Koriko to repel a lot of what is a really healthy ultimate bank over here from the side of the Tantalizers.
That was big.
And that is a series win over to the Koriko, but stick around as we do need to play out a map 4 to figure out some map differential over here.
Epic.
That's how it's done.
No chat, Tire Queen MVP is correct indeed. Firestorm out here not always finding anything, you know, super flashy and sexy with a 5 or 6K, but to consistently pick up 1 or 2 people with that tire is way more difficult than people assume it is. So hats off where it counts as we head towards a map 4 here in the Overwatch Oasis League. Koriko 3, Tantalizers 0. Chat, thoughts, comments, concerns on that last push on those last couple of pushes by the Tantalizers. Just seeing a lot of unfortunate pickoffs very early on, and I personally feel like it was very unfortunate to see a lot of exit kills being secured on the side of the Koriko if you're a Tantalizers fan, as you were constantly losing 20, 30, even 40 seconds because of those huge staggers. What are your thoughts, chat? Hanny B, I understand the sentiment, but co-MVP is not something we're able to do logistically. That gonna be tough.
You can always do honorable mentions, but nothing.
I love
more.
a good honorable mention. Honorable mention, my boy Wukong, my boy Bloods. Thanks for being here, listening to me scream and blow out your
no. The honorable mention's all for you, man. Your hype of consistently talking through and not rolling over your own words in between the hype is insane.
Diction exercises, ladies and gentlemen.
It's very satisfying to listen to you as the match is happening.
That's the one thing I can't do. I feel like I definitely can't commentate and cast at the same time. Like all I do is I park the camera in a corner and I turn on the overlay so I can see everybody's little icons and health bars, and I just let it rip. But if I have to steer and talk at the same time, there's gonna be some trouble.
Yeah, I assumed from last time you guys had trouble in between it, so I thought it would be helpful if you guys had a silent caster, because you guys had good chemistry. Let's see, who are we swapping out?
No, that's fair, Honeybee. That is not I suppose not a uniquely Canadian trait, but definitely a stereotype I'm okay being on board with.
Who wouldn't be?
The score is 3-0 as I try my best to cleanly segue into very subtly and smoothly mentioning the score, but the questions come through anyways. It is 3-0 to the side of the Corgi Core here in the Overwatch Oasis League, but we do play a map for anyways to do some map differential work. Gibraltar, always a very interesting map as Point A lends itself to a lot of dive, there's a lot of high ground to get control of, but as soon as that car drops into that little tunnel, it becomes a wildly tight and brawly area where somebody like a Junkrat could do an insane amount of cleave damage. When you get into Hangar, it's a Widow's playground, as that high ground is then a completely different genre of playground. And as you come over to Launchpad, it's kind of anyone's game. Gibraltar, of course, a fan favorite as well. A lot of and two very distinct philosophies on how to hold Gibraltar. Do you spawn camp and hope to lose that? Lose that fight very, very slowly, but know that if you spawn camp, you come back early enough to buy yourself a second fight in the end of the point? Or do you hold the high ground, rotate towards server room, and basically send a death note saying that if I lose this fight, I lose this point? So very curious to see what philosophy these teams go out towards. Wukong, chat's telling me that the CC of Corgi Core actually secretly stands for crowd control.
Sounds like it.
I would believe it.
Such inflammatory comments in this climate. One thing we've yet to see so far is that Echo play today. And with Echo's mobility and Echo's necessity to dodge between boxes and crates, maybe, fingers crossed, we'll get the plagiarism queen out and ready to go.
Seeing Elite Arrow and Cave Doctor coming in. They're keeping Gravity in at or bringing in at Hopkins this on the Corgis.
And unless I am mistaken, Wukong, this is the first time we're seeing Teblin in this series coming on to play some damage on the side of the Corgi Core, next to Acid Rain here, with Gravity and Anthony Hopkins sticking to that tank line.
Acid Rain, one of the really great Reapers I've seen last season. I would have liked to see more of Waste Queen. I haven't seen their Junkrat. It's really great.
Waste Queen always entertaining to see in this league. Next to, I believe, a Senshi right now on this map on the DPS line. Senshi, an extremely flexible player that we have seen kind of play everything, at least from the matches that I've watched, kind of play whatever is really necessary for their team and really come through with those big moments with some very, very clean ults, hoping to make this a 1-3 and to gain themselves a little map differential here on Gibraltar.
Arriving at Watchpoint Gibraltar. Initiating match.
It is Corgi Core 3 and Tantalizers Suite 0. here in the Overwatch Oasis League. Corgi already locking down that series win, but taking us to a map 4, hoping to make it a 4-0 clean sweep for the sake of map differential over here. Tantalizers fighting for glory. But, Wukong, we know how important these map differentials can be come end of the season.
Yeah, very.
Ready for battle.
So here we have Cave Doctor and Elite running the Rhine with the Orisa over here. A scrap battle collector's fever dream with Senshi onto the Soldier and White Queen on the Hanzo. Uravity, as we've seen so reliably this series, playing the Rhine. Anthony Hopkins on the Diva. Tevlin on the Torb, the ultimate counter dive, the anti-dive hero of them all. The reason Torb's so hard to kill, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people think it's because of their overclock ability. That's not true. It's just because when someone's that short, it feels rude hitting headshots. Acid Rain over here on the Ashe, and Mag Dragon with Eldritch playing the Mercy Baptiste.
Stop the payload.
So Cave Doctor and Elite Arrow here taking their team on a little bit on an adventure here as the Tantalizers looking to secure a little bit of, is that high ground control by a Reinhardt? Alright, you love to see it. Is that you're looking for a cheeky pin? Elite Arrow here on the high ground just hang out, but does eventually drop to contest the point as Tevlin's turret does go down early. Gravity here just a little bit out of position, but no worries. Positioning doesn't matter when you have a Baptiste Immortality on your side. That is a fantastic anti-nade onto Uravity, but that shield stays up and Uravity managed to hang on to with a sliver of health as Sinch does get picked off early. Tevlin, your turret just cannot survive, but that is past bronze, not the most valuable part of a Torb's kit. Elite Arrow here holding on with what looks like a pretty flimsy shield, but a very healthy health pool. Cave Doctor goes down very, very low, does eventually get chunked out by Acid Rain as Elite does drop Gravity. Mag Dragon falls to Elite as well as Elite Arrow with that nano boost going as aggressive as they possibly can, buying their team acres and acres of space as they just swing away as a defenseless diva. Fantastic work here for the Tantalizers to kind of very intelligently maneuver a lot of space out of what looked like a pretty even fight there, essentially, at the beginning. Uravity here getting chunked down low, but the Mercy Pocket does come through. Eldritch does lose their immortality, but Acid Rain goes down to Anime Samurai. The Shadow comes through, finds Eldritch, the Diva Bomb is in the backline, there is no barrier for Senshi, and does find one, but the Ryan gets shattered, but finds the gets their barrier up just in time. Acid Rain does chuck down Elevote as Mag Dragon goes down to the Coalescence. Uravity finds Anime as the Koi Core looks to stabilize here on point A at Gibraltar. So Tevlin making the Torb work. I think as a Reinhardt, you know, if you're elite and you're swinging in and you're doing all this cleave damage and overclocked Torbjorn just unleashing their bolts into your head could make you want to stop and put your shield up. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Tantalizer sticking with the double barrier and the metal man. White Queen taking a lovely little high ground over here and does pick up Acid Rain. Fantastic work, but the peel comes through. White Queen dropping very low. Does manage to stay alive and hang on to those dragons. Do they let it rip? Not quite yet. Uravity here announcing very loudly to the world that they have no barrier and for everybody to focus on them. Cave Doctor over here laying down oodles and oodles of damage and does drop the... Oh no! And the dragons get eaten! Anthony Hopkins, fantastic work! As the Bongos comes down, the defense matrix goes up and the dragons does get caught in it. The Reds comes onto Uravity, but Anthony Hopkins' Mag Dragon does go down. You're solo healing here, my friend. The Shadow comes through, Cypher goes down, and then it's your Ana unable to sustain anymore. Cave Doctor over here just by themselves onto the point, trying their best to protect Whites over here, but Uravity does eventually run them over with the help of Acid Rain, and it is 40 seconds left on the clock for the Tantalizers, and it is one fight territory, Wukong.
Both sides have had amazing tank play. Like it's just that eating that dragon was very clutch by Ant Hopkins.
Eating that dragon was wonderful because Koiko were clearly in quite a compact area of the map and were in a position where they wanted to be grouped up and liked to be grouped up. So those dragons could have been huge, but That's why you pick D.Va. Cave Doctor goes in very deep. Is the follow-up there? No, it isn't quite yet, but the shadow does come through, finds through. Tevlin goes down immediately. Sorry, Swedish Dwarf. But over here, swinging away off point. Elite Arrow refusing to let point A slip away, but nobody's on point. Anthony drops a point as Weiss and Mutacy goes down. Elite goes down as well as the Corgi Core stabilize. Gravity waving hello, but also goodbye as round 1 is complete here on Gibraltar. Fantastic work here on the Corgi Core to stabilize. Every time they get picked, they manage to kind of take a deep breath, look at what they're working with, and maximize their resources, Wukong.
That was an insane hold by the Corgi. Now let's see Tantalizers can come in and push them.
So, very clear win condition on
the other way
ends.
Around. Wait.
As Tantalizers know exactly how far they need to prevent this from going.
Yeah. And
Corgi's basically in one, if not maybe a stretched 2-fight category.
Let's see if the Tantalizers can push them back
Ready for battle.
and hold
So
it.
Tantalizers keeping Cave Doctor on that Orisa as Elite Arrow is yet to pick and keeping me guessing. Senshi coming down on the Mei with Weiss Queen on the Junkrat that we've seen so lethal in this series today. Anime onto the break with Cypher running the Mercy. And Corgi Core looking to run some dive today. Not something we've seen so far. Uravity preferring the Reinhardt 90% of the time today, but could yield very interesting results, especially given the fact that when you play a dive, the ults are so very important, and Corgi Core kind of don't really have an ult advantage, or sorry, have an ult economy to really worry about. Just go deep and go hard, win one fight, and go home early.
Stop the payload.
I have big plans for you.
So the dive not coming out just yet as they want to advance the payload a little bit more. Uravity diving very deep straight into the break. It gets chunk down to half very quickly. The halt does come through. Great halt on the side of Cave Doctor. Chunks down Uravity incredibly low, but no worries, the healing is there. But not for Teflon. Teflon goes down immediately. Anthony Hopkins drops as well. The rest comes through for Teflon as Eldritch dies, and Mag Dragon takes a beeline back into spawn as Teflon tries desperately to stay alive. And that is a great hold from Tantalizers to buy themselves a little bit of time and some resources. Corgi Core very quickly switching off the dive straight over to the brawl that they're so comfortable with.
Tantalizers wiping the board this round, making sure they hold it.
So Uravity buying themselves time to get up onto the high ground, that shield being absolutely shredded. But they do make the rotation work as Acid Rain Forever takes very aggressive teleportation into the backline, trying to make it work. Anime always checking them on that staircase though. Now, attack and defense have switched sides. Very interesting to see this pathing. Uravity swinging away with that cleave damage. Senshi does almost get dropped, but does stay up. As Acid and Eldritch finds one apiece, Cave Doctor goes down, Anime goes down as well. Tyre comes through, doesn't find anybody. No, it doesn't. Uravity does take it down. Fantastic work. Senshi with the Blizzard coming through. Uravity caught in that freeze, but great bubble keeping them alive. Fantastic work. Mutants, he's just zipping around in the backline with the Valkyrie online, hoping to get it alive, but unable to. It is a one fight, if not just a stall left on the side of the Tantalizers. The Corgi Core 2 minutes on the clock to make this work. Acid Rain onto the high ground, into the backline with Mag Dragon taking an abnormally deep and abnormally aggressive angle for Mercy, trying to get that Valkyrie online. Cave Doctor over here touching points, so they will be able to contest, but Senshi falls immediately. Uravity finds Cave Doctor as well, and it is trouble from the Tantalizers. Cypher forced to use the Reds and unable to use the Valkyrie to send their team. Doesn't matter, Acid Rain comes through, finds Weiss, finds Cypher, Teflon goes down, but Anime and Elite goes down as well. The grab comes through, finds one, finds none as they die, and Corgi Core make it a 4-0 here in the Overwatch Oasis League, and that is a series over to the Corgi Core Wukong.
That was an insane match. Acid Rain coming in at the end. I thought Tantalizers could have held it. They were doing really good wiping out the Corgi, but Corgi came around and rotated.
Alright chat, so I did a bunch of heavy lifting when it came to motor mouthing and rap godding this thing, but what are your thoughts for MVP? Could use some help? Could use some help, chat? Let us know.
Simple arithmetic.
So, Bloods Wukong. What are our thoughts on MVP picks?
Hands down, Firestorm for sure, in my opinion.
Firestorm better have some thick ass thighs, because that was a deadlift if I've ever seen one. The Junkrat coming through on multiple maps, making it work.
For tank wise, I want to give it to Anthony.
Anthony Hopkins did show a good amount of flexibility in keeping your gravity up, and I think if whenever you watch a tank, a main tank as aggressive as the way Gravity played, staying alive and making everything work, you know they have an off tank behind them keeping them up. So that's fair. So we have, looks like Gravity and Firestorm on this side. Any thoughts on
Wait, what? Wait, is it Ant Hopkins or Gravity?
Oh, sorry, Ant and Firestorm looks pretty. That looks like a pretty solid. Looks pretty set on that. Any thoughts on the support lineup?
It's so back and forth, to be honest.
It is extremely back and forth.
I was watching Mag Dragon a lot. They were. That was amazing on Mercy. But this is tough with Parsnip Pixie. I've loved seeing her Moira. It's just Moira and Mercy. But Anime had some
Anime
great
out a lot as well.
Yeah,
and Anime just kind of flitting around, doing what supports do best. This is gonna be a tough one. I'm gonna leave this up to you, Bloods. But I big fan of picking Anthony. Huge fan of picking Firestorm here. Once again, another shout out to Firestorm for what is a fantastic performance, especially when they ran the Junkrat.
I want to give it to Anime because there were clutch reses in between the times.
That's fair. That's fair.
To give it a stall out on the point that worked in their favor. But it's up to you guys.
Chat's kicking up a storm about Ishii's play, and I think that's fair. I think Ishii was.
Like, that's why I was having see if we might switch it up from Mag Dragon on.
No,
support
I think no, I agree.
Or I don't know. Like, give the honorable mention.
Okay,
Ishii,
that is
Firestorm,
debatable.
So
Ishii, Firestorm, Mag Dragon's kind of what's clicking in my mind. I'm curious to hear everybody's thoughts.
Firestorm for sure. Like, that's my lock.
Yeah, that's yep.
The tank and the support is very tough because both sides had amazing tank and support.
Okay, if we're gonna go with it, then if we're going with it, then yeah, I will definitely say Ishii, Firestorm, and then Mag Dragon, because Ishii had consistently massive shatters. Unfortunately, there was not enough follow up to kill the rest of the team, but his shatters were consistently massive.
Him switching to ball to hold it.
That was quite large as well. Yeah, so Ishii, Firestorm, and Mag Dragon, is that the final pick?
I agree, yeah.
Alright, let's go. Bloods, hit the announcement. So that is a 4-0 over to the Corgi here in Week 5 of the Overwatch Oasis League. MVPs going to Ishii, going to Firestorm, and Mag Dragon as well. Although Gravity and Anthony, you guys were both massive. I'm Charles7Tank. Give me a follow on Twitter, Instagram, wherever you want to. I'm joined by Wukong and Bloods. Good night.
Good night.